Picture this. You're an astronaut. Years of training. Thousands of hours in simulators. You've passed every test NASA threw at you. You're the best of the best. And now you're floating 250 miles above Earth, outside the International Space Station, doing a routine spacewalk. The view is unreal. You can see entire continents from here. The curve of the Earth. The blackness of space. It's the most beautiful thing any human being can ever witness. And then a small sound. Like a hiss. You look down. There's a tear in your suit. It's tiny. Maybe the size of a pinhole. Probably from a micrometeorite. A piece of space debris moving at 17,000 miles per hour. You didn't even feel it hit. But you feel what comes next. Welcome to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. I bring you new videos every week. And today we're leaving Earth entirely because apparently the ocean, the jungle, and Australia weren't dangerous enough. Let's talk about what happens when the most hostile environment in the universe decides to kill you. And trust me, space has options. Milky Way Part 1, The Vacuum, What Space Actually Is. Before we get into your very bad day, let's talk about what you're actually dealing with. Space is not cold. Not exactly. That's the first misconception. Temperature is the measurement of how fast molecules are moving. In space, there are almost no molecules. So technically, space doesn't have a temperature the same way Earth does. What space has is vacuum. Complete, absolute nothingness. The pressure outside your suit right now? Zero. Absolute zero pressure. Meanwhile, inside your body, your blood, your lungs, your tissues, they're all pressurized to about 14.7 pounds per square inch. That pressure difference is the thing that's about to ruin your day. Think of your body like a can of soda. Shaken up, pressurized, sealed. Now someone pops the top in a vacuum. Yeah. That's you. Space also has radiation. Not the mild kind. We're talking unfiltered solar radiation, cosmic rays from dying stars, high-energy particles that go straight through your body. Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere protect us from most of this. In space? Nothing. You're naked to the universe. And the temperature thing, while space itself doesn't have temperature, objects in space do. In direct sunlight, the surface of your suit can reach 248 degrees Fahrenheit. In shadow? Minus 148 degrees Fahrenheit. Your suit handles this. Your body without a suit does not. So what kills you first? That's actually a great question. Because space gives you multiple causes of death simultaneously, and they race each other to finish you off first. How generous. Dashing away Part 2, the first 10 seconds, pressure loss. Back to your pinhole. The air inside your suit starts escaping. Not dramatically. Not like an explosion. Just a slow, steady hiss. But slow is relative. In a vacuum, even a small breach loses pressure fast. In the first few seconds, you feel it as a strange sensation. Your suit getting looser. The air around your face thinning. And then your body starts doing something horrifying. Your saliva boils. Not because it's hot. Because the pressure drops below what's called the Armstrong limit, about 63,000 feet altitude, where your bodily fluids literally vaporize at body temperature. 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit becomes hot enough to boil your saliva, the moisture on your eyes, the fluid in your lungs. You feel your tongue bubble. Your eyes feel dry, like they're being pulled outward. Because they are. The fluid on the surface of your eyes is evaporating. Now here's something Hollywood always gets wrong. You don't explode. Your skin is actually pretty good at holding pressure. Your body won't rupture like a water balloon. But what it will do is swell. Your tissues start expanding as gases inside your body try to escape. You'd roughly double in size, a condition called embolism. Puffy, swollen, like a balloon version of yourself. You're not dead yet. Not even close. But you're very, very uncomfortable. Your first instinct is to hold your breath. Don't. This is critical. If you hold your breath while pressure drops, the expanding air in your lungs has nowhere to go. Your lungs rupture. Air bubbles enter your bloodstream. You die faster and more painfully. The right move, if you have no suit, is to exhale everything immediately. Which is terrifying, but it buys you precious seconds. Brain Part 3, Seconds 10-15, Hypoxia. Here's where it really gets bad. Your brain needs oxygen every single second. It is the most oxygen-dependent organ in your body. It consumes 20% of your body's oxygen supply despite being only 2% of your weight. Dramatic. But it has a reason for it. Without oxygen, your brain starts shutting down in stages. 10 seconds after pressure loss, you feel lightheaded. Confused. Like you've stood up too fast, except 100 times worse. This is called hypoxia, oxygen deprivation. 15 seconds in, you lose color vision. Everything goes gray. Your peripheral vision starts to tunnel. 20 seconds, your muscles stop responding properly. You can't control your arms. You can't reach the emergency pressurization button on your suit. 30 seconds, you lose consciousness. This is actually, and I say this grimly, the mercy moment. Because unconscious, you stop suffering. Your body keeps running on autopilot. Your heart keeps beating. Your cells keep doing their jobs, desperately, for a few more minutes. But your brain? Your personality? Your memories? Your love for your family? Gone at 30 seconds. NASA has actually studied this extensively. They know the timeline down to the second. This is why astronauts train for suit breaches obsessively. The margin for error is about the length of a TV commercial break. Snowflake Part 4, the cold, slow and patient. Now, while your brain is shutting down, the cold is doing its work. Remember how I said space doesn't have temperature? Well, you do. And in the absence of any medium to transfer heat, no air, no water, no ground, your body loses heat only through radiation. Slowly. Surprisingly slowly. On Earth, if you fall into frozen water, hypothermia kills you in minutes because water conducts heat away from your body incredibly fast. In space, you're actually insulated by your own vacuum. Heat radiates, but it takes time. This means you'd stay warm, body temperature warm, for longer than you'd expect. But slowly, steadily, the warmth bleeds out of you into the void. If you're in shadow, your skin temperature would drop to -100 degrees Fahrenheit over the course of maybe 12-26 hours. In sunlight, you'd actually have the opposite problem. Radiation heats you while the vacuum cools you, and the two fight each other in a grim temperature war. But none of this matters by this point. Because you've been unconscious since the 30-second mark. The cold is just, cleaning up after hypoxia already did the work. Radioactive Part 5, Radiation, the silent killer. Let's say, hypothetically, you somehow solved the pressure problem. You have a magic oxygen mask. You stay conscious. Radiation would still kill you. Just slower. The ISS orbits in low Earth orbit, which gives it some protection from Earth's magnetic field. But astronauts on long missions still accumulate radiation exposure that significantly increases their cancer risk. NASA has lifetime limits on how much radiation exposure an astronaut can have. Beyond low Earth orbit? On a trip to Mars? You'd be exposed to galactic cosmic rays, high-energy particles from supernova explosions across the galaxy. These particles don't just pass through you harmlessly. They collide with your DNA. They knock electrons off your molecules. They create free radicals that damage cells. A round trip to Mars would expose you to about 1.01 sieverts of radiation. For reference, 1 sievert is the threshold where radiation sickness starts. For 5 sieverts kills 50% of people within 30 days without medical treatment. And here's the terrifying part about cosmic rays. They can pass through spacecraft walls. Through lead shielding. The only real protection is mass meters of water or rock. Which you can't exactly carry to Mars. You'd essentially be aging faster. Your cells wearing out. Your DNA slowly being edited into cancer. Space doesn't need to kill you dramatically. It's perfectly happy to give you leukemia 5 years later. Globe showing Europe Africa Part 6, what it feels like, the experience. Okay. Let's bring it together. What does this actually feel like? You're floating outside the ISS. The hiss starts. The first thing you notice is the silence. Not the hiss that fades as pressure drops. Just silence. The most complete silence any human has ever experienced. No wind. No birds. Not even the sound of your own blood in your ears because the vibrations have nothing to travel through. Then the bubbling. Your saliva. The moisture on your eyes. It's not painful, exactly. It's wrong. Your body doing things bodies don't do. Like your insides are carbonated. Then the light. Because hypoxia is hitting you now. The stars get brighter not because your eyes are adjusting, but because your brain is simplifying its processing. Stripping away the non-essentials. Color goes first. Then depth perception. You try to move your arm toward the emergency panel. It feels like it belongs to someone else. Like trying to move a limb that's fallen asleep, except you never feel the pins and needles. Just nothing. The earth is still there below you. Blue. Enormous. Impossibly beautiful. And your last conscious thought, if you're lucky, if the hypoxia is clean, is that. The view. You spent your whole career working toward this moment, and the last thing your brain registers before it goes offline is the planet you came from, hanging in the void. There are worse last sights. Telescope Part 7, Aftermath and Prevention. So what happens to your body? If you're tethered to the station, and you always should be, they bring you back in. Rapid recompression can sometimes reverse hypoxia if it's been less than a few minutes. They'd try. They'd absolutely try. If they succeed? You might have brain damage from the oxygen deprivation. You definitely have decompression sickness, nitrogen bubbles in your blood and joints, agonizing, potentially fatal without a hyperbaric chamber. Your vision might be permanently damaged from the fluid changes. You'd spend months in recovery. If they don't succeed in time? Your body gets brought back to Earth inside the station. NASA has protocols for this. Deeply somber protocols that nobody wants to use. And if you're not tethered? If somehow you drift away? You become the loneliest object in the solar system. A body in orbit. Preserved by the cold vacuum, perfectly. No decomposition, no bacteria survive in space. No scavengers. Just you, orbiting Earth at 17,500 miles per hour, alone, indefinitely. Until your orbit decays. And then you become the most dramatic cremation in human history, burning up on re-entry, a tiny streak of light across someone's sky. They might wish upon you. The respect. Here's the thing about astronauts that I want you to take away from this. They know all of this. Every single astronaut knows exactly what space does to the human body. They've studied it. They've trained for it. They've signed waivers acknowledging they might not come back. And they go anyway. Because there's something in humans that looks at the most dangerous, hostile, lethal environment imaginable and says, I want to go there. That's either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Possibly both. Definitely both. The crocodile you stumbled into by ignoring a sign. The space you choose, deliberately, eyes open, knowing the exact 30-second timeline of what happens if something goes wrong. Respect that. So there you have it. Vacuum, hypoxia, ebulism, radiation, freezing, and possibly becoming an eternal orbital monument to human ambition. Space doesn't hate you. It doesn't care about you at all. And somehow that's more terrifying than anything that wants to eat you. Subscribe if you survived this video. And if you're planning a trip to space, read the manual. All 900 pages of it. Oh, and Earth? She's beautiful from up there. Take care of her. She's the only planet in the known universe that won't immediately kill you. For now.